Hello everyone, and welcome back to Howling Hoosier Outdoors. So in a previous video, y'all saw me come up with a grab-and-go water bottle survival kit. Well, today we're going to be coming up with the grab-and-go survival haversack. And this covers the 12 C's of survival, which, for those of you who subscribe to the Pathfinder system, we got the 5 C's: cut, cover, cordage, combustion, and container. Then you have an additional 5 C's: cotton, canvas needle, candling device, cargo tape, and then compass. And then there's an additional 2 C's that some people follow, which is a serrate, first aid, and then a circumvent, which is a catch-all term for things that will make your life easier. And so we're going to go over this kit real quick. Hopefully it'll give you guys ideas for your guys' loadouts and whatnot. So let's get right into this. Alright, so right off the bat, this kit looks bulky, and that's partially because it is. If in the event I actually genuinely need it for a bad situation, about a third of this is going to be going out of this kit and right onto my person, and we'll be covering that as we go along. But I'm just going to slowly unbox this like I would an unboxing video, and y'all can just watch me do that. So in my top pouch here, it rolls down, I've got a shemagh, which covers your cotton, and this is good for water filters, bandages, whatnot, but it also works as a really good placeholder for my compass. And this is just an old school Brunton from the 90s, but it still works brand new. Really good, lightweight, compact. But the shemagh keeps that insulated from any of the metal that might be inside the kit. And then next we have just a basic emergency survival blanket. It is what it is. It folds up into an A-frame. Nope, this is not the A-frame one. The A-frame one was in the other kit. This is the bivy sack, which you just roll up, crinkle, sleep in a potato chip bag for a night, and then hopefully you're good. Next, moving on, we have our cordage. Just 50 feet of paracord. It's worked for me so far. Not going to switch it up now. For my cutting implement, I've got a Moranev knife, just a very basic fixed blade knife. Nothing fancy about it. I put a 90-degree blade on, 90-degree angle on the spine. That way it works really well on ferrocerium rods and flint. And I also wrapped that in number 36 bank line. And moving on, so actually we'll save this one for last because there's a lot to unbox in there. This is just a old school tin with a patch of leather that provides a dry surface for tinder if I needed it. And then it also is full of emergency fire starters covering your combustion element. Got basic Bic lighter wrapped in orange duct tape for your cargo tape, as well as an actual roll of cargo tape. Here, we saw this kit in a previous video, but this is the first aid kit that I have, as well as a Swiss Army knife in it. And this kit, like I said, this is a 2 weeks, I'm going out in the boonies, I have no idea what I'm going to come across kit. So if in the event that I am grabbing and going with a Haversack survival kit, is same principle. I don't know the situation that I could encounter along the way, so therefore I'm going to be ready for it. Fortune, despite popular belief, fortune does favor the prepared, not necessarily the bold. And moving next, have just a basic flashlight. This is a Bushnell, I'm not entirely sure which model. Old school military canteen. This is 1 quart, I believe, and complete with the canteen cup so I can cover cooking if I needed to, or emergency boil water. This here is an emergency survival tarp. I believe this one is actually made by Space Blanket, but you can see I reinforced the grommets on it with duct tape, and then I added these tie-outs, so that way it's going to be easier in order to tie this up to make it an actual shelter. So therefore it functions as a tarp shelter as opposed to just an emergency blanket. Slept under these for a couple nights. It's actually not bad. Then I got another piece of duct tape that you can, hopefully y'all can see the needle in there, so that covers your canvas needle. And then moving into the last 2 C's of survival, we have we already talked about the serrate, the first aid kit. Then we have our circumvention, like I said, is a generic catch-all for everything. And that's where my multi-tool comes into play, because this is just going to make life easier. It has a saw, a backup knife, wire cutters, whatever you need. Personally, if I was going into a unknown situation, I would almost guarantee I want this more than a fixed blade heavy duty booty knife, because it just serves infinitely more functions. And then moving on to this little tin, this is a catch-all for everything. So I've got a backup ferrocerium rod, water purification tablets, utility wire, more emergency fire starters, a signaling mirror. Don't know if y'all can see that. Emergency signaling mirror. This is a steel metal pencil sharpener, really good for creating tinder and kindling. These little 1-inch emergency these are actually glow sticks, and what they're really good is for trail marking if in the event you have no idea where you end up, but I've got 5 of them in this kit. Fishing line, fishing hooks, some dental floss for repairs if I need it, a couple stormproof matches. So this little kit is good for a lot of different problems that I may encounter, that just makes my life easier if in the event, so I'm not stuck boiling water, so that way I'm not stuck having to rely on my flashlight, so that way I'm not stuck having to use up all of my emergency tablets, or all of my matches and whatnot. So circumvention, like I said, generic catch-all, but if you can fit all that into an Altoids tin, or an old mint tin, or an old pellet gun tin, go for it, because they make really good mini survival kits if you know what you're doing, but you have to hand assemble them. Don't go buying anything that's pre-built. But yeah, so that pretty much covers it. Hope that it at least gave y'all some good ideas. If you have any better ideas, options, comments, concerns, questionable life choices, or epiphanies, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. Thank y'all today, folks. Stay awesome.